Hello, these are the scenes that I used for the essay. The first scene begins on page 20 to 22, and it starts with a field trip that Maya took with her classmates on a beach. And Maya decides to take her shirt off and go into the water. As a result, Maya's classmates make comments like, "Look, Maya took her shirt off like a boy," which causes Maya's teacher to tell her to put her shirt back on. But Maya doesn't understand what she did wrong. Furthermore, this all scene also shows how society begins telling specifically girls how to dress and cultural and gender expectations at an early age. Furthermore, the second scene that I used is on pages 80 to 82. In this scene, Maya decides to cut her hair very short, like a boy. And people begin to think that Maya is a boy, and E really likes this. The scene is also very important because it shows how Maya's mother and sister are so supportive of her as they continue to cut her hair and are just very supportive of her. The third scene that I use is on page 120 to 121. The scene is really important because it shows how Maya is beginning to understand her gender identity more, as E explains that she does not want to look or identify either as a male or a female, that she wants to be in the middle. The scene is really important because Maya's in college, and it shows how she's beginning to accept herself and show her gender expression to her classmates and society. The last scene that I chose is on page 188 to 189. In this scene, Maya's friend Jaina and her reconnect, and Jaina introduces Maya to new pronouns, which are em, er. These pronouns are so important to Maya as it helps her find finally what pronouns that wants to use. The scene also shows how important it is to have supportive friends. Also, the two scenes that I use for this essay, the first one is called The Guardian. The title is Genderqueer Graphic Novel Reapproved for Sale in Australia After Federal Court Fight to Ban Book. The author is Josh Taylor. The article explains how conservative groups and right-wing activists were trying to get the ban labeled as pornographic and that there were sex scenes in it in order to have it banned and no longer be sold or be distributed. Fortunately, they failed and it was reapproved for sale in Australia. The second article that I used is from time.com. The title is Genderqueer Author Relieved After Court Rules Book Sale Can Be Restricted in Virginia. The author is Madeline Carlesi. This article talks about how Maya Kobe, as she was interviewed, it was relieved as a court case was dismissed where Republic individuals and activists wanted to label the book Genderqueer as pornographic. As a result, it would be banned in school districts and libraries across the country, and also it just wouldn't be distributed. Fortunately, Judge Pamela Bakersfield ruled that neither it also talks about another book, but it's not relevant to us, but she ruled that the book Genderqueer does not meet the current standards of obscenity. Therefore, the case was struck down. That is all. Thank you so much.